Hi guys, it's Lydia the Bookaholic and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing the BookTube Newbie Tag just so you can get to know me a little bit before I start uploading loads of videos. So I'm just going to dive right into it and hopefully you will like the content that I produce and you will subscribe and just comment. Just let me know what you guys think. So the first question for the BookTube Newbie Tag is, why did you start this channel? So I have been a silent member of the BookTube community for years, and it's not just... sorry, the dogs are fighting. Girls, go back. Back. This is Daisy. I have been a silent member of the BookTube community for years, and it's not just the YouTube side of the channel. Oh, you're gonna be a pest, aren't you? She is an attention seeker. You're gonna have to deal with Daisy. And it's not just YouTube, it's also Facebook and Instagram and not so much Twitter, but I've been on there a little bit. So I have been on many social media platforms and I've tried to post, but I never had the confidence. And I also have so many books on my shelves which I never see talked about, and I want to almost take it upon myself to introduce these books to you guys. So question 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? And this feels like an interview question, but I think I plan to mix my travels with my reading. I am a travel blogger and I can link my travel blog down below, but this isn't really to do with my travel, but it is certainly something that I can mix together, especially now that my family have moved from England, which is where I am now, to Amsterdam. So I'm going to be going over there and visiting them quite a lot. I'm going over there in August. So I want to try and mix the two together, so you can see some new countries and some fun activities while getting some book recommendations and hearing my bookish thoughts. On the unique side of things, as I said in answer to the first question, I read a lot of books which I don't think are talked about, and so from a unique point of view I'm going to bring forward these books which I never hear and which I want you guys to know. Question 3. What are you most excited for in starting your BookTube channel? I would say I'm most excited to be a voice in the community which I have adored for many years. I never had the time or the confidence to start this channel, and I'm really excited that I do have that. I never had the time or the confidence to start my own channel, but now I feel like now is the right time, and that is what really excites me. I also think that as this channel progresses, it will really build my confidence, and I also would enjoy receiving recommendations from you guys, books that you have read that I might not have heard of, and then that gives me the opportunity to then promote these books on my channel as well. Question 4. Why do you love reading? This is a very difficult question to answer. I would say I would say I love reading because it helps me escape from my reality. And that's not to say that I have a difficult life or anything of the sort. I do struggle with anxiety, and so picking up a book when I'm feeling anxious is almost like instant relief. I can just be transported to this new world, this new adventure, and I can forget my own troubles while I'm in that world. And I can get so engrossed in a book when I'm reading, I can see it playing out in my head. So it's just a relief for me. It's my escape from reality. And also, I really am fascinated by how people come up with all of these concepts and all of these books. And I just feel like I owe it to them. And I feel like I owe it to them to read them and to fall in love with this new world and fall in love with the characters that these people have created. Question 5 is what book got you into reading? And I can hands down say this was Matilda by Roald Dahl. As a kid, I would listen to this audiobook in order to fall asleep. I could not fall asleep without it. I used to turn it down really quietly, so my mum wouldn't hear it when she walked past my door to go to bed. And I used to stay up, well, as a 5-year-old until about 11, which is really late for me. And my mum's friends, whenever they would come round, they would read me the story before bed. And I don't think I would be the reader I am today without that book. Question 6. What question would you ask your favourite booktuber? So at the moment, my favourite booktuber is Hayley in Bookland. Hi, Hayley. And I think I would ask, what are some books which you think are overhyped? I hear a lot of books of I watch a lot of videos where it's like, you should read this, and a lot of them are the same books. Aww. And a lot of them are the same books, which is absolutely fine if the book deserves the hype. But my question is, what books don't you think deserve the hype? Question 7, and I'm sorry if I word this wrong, is what challenge do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And for me, that is going to be getting the right equipment. So you might tell from the quality of this video that I don't have a professional camera or microphone or lighting because I am a student and I currently can't afford it, especially not with the travels that I am doing at the moment. I do have a professional camera, which I will show you in the vlog that I'm uploading after this one. But that is my pride and my joy, and it cost me a lot of money. So I don't quite have the funds yet to get a proper video camera with a stand and all the lighting and the right backdrop. So I think the hardest challenge I'm going to have to overcome is the quality of the videos. Question 8. When did you start reading? As I mentioned in the question, what book got you into reading? I said, I've been reading as long as I can remember. If I was too young to be reading, then I would be listening to the audiobook. My mum just surrounded me with books, which it was a little bit strange because she herself is not a reader, but I'm certainly not going to complain because it was the best thing she could have done for me. So I've been reading as long as I can remember. Question 9 is, where do you read? I'm a little bit boring in the sense I usually read on my bed or on the sofa, and I have recently moved in with my grandparents, and I don't have my own reading space that isn't my bedroom. All of my bookshelves are in my bedroom, and that's absolutely fine. They were kind enough to even buy me a new bookcase because they realised how many books that I have. But when I move down to university in September, I'm starting my second year, it will be more difficult because I don't have enough space in the car to bring down a big bookshelf. So I'm going to have to limit the amount of books that I bring down with me. I mainly just read in my room or on the sofa. And the last question, question 10, what kind of books do you like to read? And I'm going to be a little bit... I'm going to start with YA fantasy novels. I absolutely love fantasy, and I love the world building, and I love all the characters, and that's my favourite genre. I also read a lot of paranormal books. I would prefer to read series over standalones, simply because you get so invested in the characters and you really grow to love them, and you grow with them as well. You watch them grow. And I also have a soft spot for a certain type of non-fiction book, which is almost like autobiographies of conservationists. So someone like Lawrence Anthony, he wrote The Elephant Whisperer as my absolute favourite non-fiction book. He talks about how he rescued this rogue herd of elephants in South Africa, and how he connected with them, and how their relationship was, which is absolutely incredible, especially since it's all documented. So those are my favourite types of books. I do read outside of those genres. I read a little bit of historical fiction, I read a little bit of contemporary, but predominantly YA fantasy and animal memoirs, we'll call it. So thank you so much for watching my introductory video. I hope from these questions that you know me just a little bit better, and feel free to check out some of my other videos and subscribe down below. Thank you.